least 6 hours, 7 or even 8 if you probably count the kickoff show nowadays. I think that's just far too much. So that's what NXT, you could have like a 5-match card even, and like you could still get like 5 like really good matches.
I'm convinced they
even
can
great
only,
matches.
I'm convinced they can only have like 2 matches on the card, so it'll be better than anything.
Oh, probably, but
anything Raw or SmackDown can do with a full show.
Yeah, at this point. So, all right. So Finn Balor would pick up the victory in his win. His first match back. Sorry. Yeah, he'd pick up his win in his first match back. I thought this was a pretty obvious outcome. I mean, I couldn't imagine how Riddle would have won. I mean, just the fact that, as I said, it's his first match back. They're really trying to make him a big deal. It's his return to NXT. He's a heel now, which is different. He wasn't a heel back then. When his first time around in NXT, and he hasn't been a heel since he's entered WWE. So I figured that they had to give him the win in this, and I thought it was a good match. I went ahead and gave it a 3 1/4.
I gave it a solid 3. Me personally, it was because of how slow it was, but I get it why it would start off so slow, but but I just gave it a 3. Just it's my opinion.
But a good match nonetheless.
Yeah.
Now on to the main event, which saw the second War Games match of the night, this time for the men, which saw the Undisputed Era versus Team Ciampa.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for this going into it. So we saw, of course, the Undisputed Era. We saw NXT champion Adam Cole, NXT North American champion Roderick Strong, tag team champions Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Then, of course, we saw Team Ciampa. We saw Tommaso Ciampa. We saw Keith Lee. We saw Dominic.
I don't know. I can't pronounce it.
Dijakovic. Yeah.
Yeah. And they had a mystery partner because it was not. It didn't announce anybody before the match started. So.
Yeah, originally supposed to be Matt Riddle in it, but then they ended up moving him from that and then putting in the match at Balor, which obviously I think we could all agree, especially after seeing all this, it's definitely for the better.
Yeah.
So the first entrance in this would be Ciampa, the captain, and Roderick Strong. They'd start out here. Then following would be O'Reilly, and then Dijakovic, or Vic. Sorry, I'm still trying. I still can never say it right. I hear it 1,000 times, but I can just never say
me too.
it right.
It's just one of those names, man.
Yeah. One of these days we'll get it right for you. And then we had the third entrance, which was Bobby Fish, Keith Lee, and then Adam Cole would finally enter, and then they would introduce all the weapons. They didn't have any weapons in this before that point. Then they introduced several tables.
Yes, several tables.
And then there'd be a square off between the Ciampa's team and then the Undisputed Era. Then they go at it, and then eventually the numbers game would come into play. It'd be 4-3, and then I guess there would be the countdown clock to see who the final member would be. The clock went off. No one initially came out right away, and then Kevin Owens' music would hit, and the place would pop.
Yeah, that's probably because Kevin Owens, man, he's one of those NXT OGs, man.
Yeah, he's one of the originals, and he even had his old shirt on.
Very first, that gave me chills, man. That gave me some goosebumps right there.
Yeah, so that was awesome. Perfect choice. Perfect guy to have come in there, and I guess they would allude to the fact that he had that thing with the Undisputed Era on Monday night, so it made perfect sense. So yeah, this was great. Yeah,
it is definitely weird though. At the same time, I'm not saying it was a bad choice of him coming out. It's just weird considering the circumstances of Survivor Series, because here he is helping out some NXT guys, but knowing that the next night he's gotta go fight on the brand that he's on.
He's gotta be on Raw, right?
Yeah, he's on the Raw team, which in my opinion is stacked.
Oh no, that's a great looking team, but yeah, I said that. I remember pointing that out in our last week's show.
Yeah,
but no, it was a great choice. Then you would one thing I want to point out actually before is when Keith Lee entered, he just tore the house down. They say they have him listed as 320 for his weight, but that guy can fly. He's super agile, one of the most athletic big men I've ever seen.
Yeah, especially when we did that leapfrog over both Fish.
He did the leapfrog over.
I believe it was Fish and O'Reilly.
Yeah.
With the we do a crossbody after.
Yeah, then you do a crossbody.
Crossbody on him, but then but when we mentioned that the tables Adam Cole would introduce, they were used.
Yeah, because he first had that one set up outside the door.
Yep.
And then Ciampa would shove him off the
stairs.
Yeah, and then he'd go through that one. And then then towards the end of the match, like everybody would go through a table.
Oh, Undisputed Era would.
Oh yeah.
First was Roderick Strong.
Again,
his last.
Yeah. Dijakovic.
Dijakovic.
Or Vic. I'm sorry, guys.
Whatever. We're not perfect. He would choke slam Roderick Strong through a table, and then while O'Reilly had, when O'Reilly had, again.
Yeah, Dominic Dijakovic.
In a triangle hold, put him on the table, and then Kevin Owens would hit a fox splash, putting O'Reilly through the table, and then Keith Lee would do a Bubba Ray style power bomb off the top through a table, and then the ending. Oh.
Yeah, this is the spot of the year by far, hands down.
Spot of the year. Adam Cole and Ciampa were battling on top of the cage itself. And then next thing you know, you have him in a, I don't know what he calls it, but I know it's referred to as actually get the 1, 2, 3 off it.
Yeah, that was the finish. I knew at that moment that
one by one.
Yeah, I knew at that moment that that last spot would obviously be the finish, because they're coming off the top of the cage. So, no one's going to kick out of that. So
I thought it was crazy that both face teams won. I actually didn't think.
No, that did surprise me. I thought for sure the Undisputed Era was going to win, and we had said that in the show last week that Undisputed Era, we thought for sure it was going to win. So that did surprise me. But with how that ended and all that concluded and everything, and the surprise of being Kevin Owens and everything, I completely fine with it. No complaints in my end whatsoever. I gave this 5 stars as well. I thought both War Games matches were absolutely perfect.
Yeah. Now, I don't know. I'm just afraid that they're gonna pull that typical. Oh, he's not 100%, but.
Well, no, the match is gonna happen.
I'm saying it's gonna happen, but it's gonna be he's not 100%. He's gonna get screwed, and then we're gonna have a new NXT champion because he's not 100%.
I'm not so much sold on that idea, but
no, I hope not.
But so Team Ciampa would win. Kevin Owens would be the surprise entry, and another thing I did think it was kind of funny how they once after that spot where he came off the top through the table, they showed Britt Baker in the crowd, who was in the front row, I guess. I did think that was kind of funny, but so yeah, this was a great show. Once again, NXT always never lets me down. Always gives me a great show, and this was another example of that. I do think maybe doing this the night before Survivor Series may have been cutting a little too close. I know that's how they had this plan for months, and this is how they're going to do it. But especially with that Cole bump, and especially with especially like that, a lot of these, considering most of the people on the show are going to be there tomorrow night. I've thought that maybe they could have done this a week or two before, but
I was thinking either the week before or the week after, because you can kind of say for me that it kind of limits the superstars. Obviously minus the cold bump and all that stuff, but it really limits what could have been. It was. Don't get me wrong, it was fantastic, but knowing that all these guys have to now then battle again tomorrow night for brand supremacy basically limits the superstars.
And they need to do something about that brand supremacy thing, because it's hard for fans to really understand and be able to get into that in the way, because it's they're fighting for brand supremacy, but it's what does that mean? no one ever gets anything out of this whatsoever. It's like there should be like something on the line here.
I remember watching backstage. Actually, Ember Moon was actually on the episode. It was that episode CM Punk was on.
Yeah, this past week.
Ember Moon was on, and she was like, and she stated that they should, for brand supremacy, they should fight for like the final spot of the Rumble or.
Yeah, or like whoever wins the most matches gets like either the final spot in the Rumble or like they get the main event of WrestleMania. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Like there's something. They're just battling.
Basically for nothing.
Yeah,
they don't like each other because they wear different T-shirts. So it's like
it's basically what same company. They're all in the same company.
Yep.
Just in a different show.
Yeah, but this was NXT Takeover War Games 2019. Thought this was a great show, perfect show, in my opinion. I have nothing bad to say about it whatsoever. These guys came out and really worked hard to make this thing work. Of course, tomorrow night, I guess you could say that you guys will get this. Guys will get this Sunday, and you'll get the Survivor Series review on Monday. But we got Survivor Series 2019. One of WWE's main 4 pay-per-views of the year. A huge show for the first time ever. Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT. It could be a great show. There are a lot of bright spots in the show. I mean, there's some things I guess you could say looking forward to. I don't see how they top this, but I mean, I don't remember the last time they ever really topped the Takeover to begin with. But that's
they
that's
lack
just
on
me.
it.
But
that you got to give Triple H props on that.
No, and I mean they could follow up with they have followed up with a great show before, like in addition to it. But whether it's better than the Takeovers or not, I don't know. But yes, this was a great show tonight. Survivor Series will be tomorrow night. Hope you guys like this. Be sure to follow us on all of our social medias. Of course, JNC Radio on Twitter and Instagram at JNC_radio. Like our official Facebook page. Be sure to follow us on Spreaker.com. Be sure to follow us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Spotify, Podcast Addict. We're also on a streaming site just recently as announced yesterday called Deezer. We are also at iHeartRadio as well. So be able to. I did tweet out a link this previously in the week, stating like ways you could listen to the show. So be sure to check out those links. I'll probably be sure to repost them again. Of course, I also made an announcement that JNC Radio is going to be available on Mondays from now on.
Yep.
Because we were intending to have them on Sunday, but we'd like to still on Sundays have our our Takeover reviews, AEW reviews, any like Saturday night wrestling event or whatever, or reviews or JNC rewinds. We'd like to do those, have those for you on Sunday. But JNC Radio and like our WWE or just any Sunday or whatever wrestling events, pay-per-views, whatever.
Impact pay-per-views, WWE pay-per-views, weekly recaps.
Yeah, we'd like to end our course signature show, JNC Radio. I'd like to have that for you on Mondays now because we'd try for Sunday. We get to them on the Sunday.
Our schedules were just way too busy on Sundays, so
get to it super late. Would have it up by like midnight, like or something on on a Sunday, and that just or Monday, early Monday morning, however you want to phrase it. Not ideal. I figured more people would be able to listen, and it would give more people a fair chance to. Of course, I tried to send out the reminders, throughout the week to listen and whatever. But I think it's best to try to get that those initial plays and be able to just get it out there sooner that way. So yeah, that's a new deal now. JNC Radio's Sunday reviews and recaps. Those are going to be available on Monday, and then for our Saturday night stuff and JNC Rewinds, those will be available on Sundays. So that's the new deal now. But Other thing to keep in mind is we do have a Twitch page, which I say every single time.
Yeah,
We've never done anything with it yet, but at some point I'd like to potentially maybe do like a live GNC Rewind down the road.